Welcome, Vnetwork Radio listeners. Welcome to another edition of Music Entertainment Industry Talk with your host, Don Paget, right here on the Vnetwork Radio. We asking you all to share this broadcast, and welcome once again to the Vnetwork Radio Music Entertainment Talk. Industry talk right here. We're bringing to you some of the best in gospel music, and we have a gospel legend in the house on today, and we're so happy to share. And make sure you tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a relative that we're on, and share this broadcast. Share the broadcast, and let your friends, neighbors, and relatives know that we're on. And we have a special guest on tonight. And we're so happy to have him as a gospel legend in the gospel music industry. We known him to sing with the new gospel Keynotes, and he's been doing so many different projects. He's been all over the world, and I'm telling you, we want you all to share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. Let your friends know, relatives know that we're on. And we're so happy to have Mr. Teddy Cross. Yes, Mr. Teddy Cross right here on the Vnetwork Radio. So make sure you share the broadcast, as we bring to you Mr. Teddy Cross. We're going to bring him into the studio right now. Into the studio, we're going to bring Mr. Teddy Cross into the studio. And we got Mr. Teddy Cross here. How you doing, Mr. Cross?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. Listen, I am so excited to be on this program with you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So blessed and highly favored, man. I'm telling you, we always share your ministry broadcast every morning because you be up like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, bright and early
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
your ministry.
My time and 7 on the East Coast. Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, you're doing some great things in the gospel music industry. Let me just go over some things, and I know we want to take a tour down memory lane and bring us to the present.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Let's
You know,
travel. Let's
we
travel.
got we got Mr. Teddy Cross, better known as the music world as Teddy, Pastor Teddy. And we have he's a singer, writer, producer, and actor. He also also a Stellar Award winner, a Grammy nominated, and Dove nominated. Oh man, I'm telling you, awesome. Tell us about yourself. Yeah, we all know, and we've seen you on concerts after concerts with some of the great gospel legends. Willie Neal Johnson. Keynotes, man. Tell us, bring us down the tour.
Yeah. Well, of course, I started in my little hometown. Had my own little group
Yeah.
called Gospel Travelers. We were all teenagers, and it just grew up in my bones. Uh,
Yeah.
and then I never forget it.
Uh-huh.
February 13th,
Yeah.
1980,
Uh-huh.
Willie Neal Johnson and the Gospel Keynotes came through my little home area.
Uh-huh.
I was born and raised in Franklin, Virginia, but they were in Suffolk, Virginia, which is like 20 miles from where I live.
Yeah.
It was the Battle of the Giants. It had Willie Neal Johnson, the Gospel Keynotes, Slim and the Supreme Angels, Willie Banks and the Messengers.
Uh-huh.
And I asked Willie Neal, did they need a guitar player? He says, yeah. He said, yeah, yes, son. You know how he talk. Yes, son. Meet tomorrow at the hotel.
Yeah.
Make sure you be there, man. Make sure you be there. And so I went there the next day. I auditioned with Val, and Val
Yeah.
said, look, meet me tonight in Richmond, Virginia. That was for
Uh-huh.
February 14th, 1980. And so that's how I got started with them playing guitar. And eventually I started singing background. And some years later, they started letting me sing lead. So, but
Yeah.
that's my start. That's my claim
Wow.
to fame right there.
And you were a musician just starting out
Yeah.
with Keynotes, and you auditioned as a guitarist.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Now, did you played on a lot of the different concerts, the different recordings, or?
Yes, my very first recording was 1981. It was called Rise Again on that album. That was my first time playing on a recording. I did several other ones. What was the other ones? Move. Let me see. Man, I can't think of the name of them, but I played those
Yeah. So
several of those albums. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I want to thank all of our viewers that's out there. We got John Ted Ruffin that's out there. We got
Jante,
Rough Boys,
Rough Boy.
oh for Jesus out
Yeah,
there, and we got so many that are posting in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in. Our V Network Radio listeners and our I tell you our music fan group. I tell you, it's so wonderful. And we are constantly playing your music. Your music is going all over the world.
I
and
appreciate it so much.
and I want to say special thanks to Minister Daniel over in Nigeria. We're actually streaming live right now in Nigeria, and for
Wow.
the HOD Radio World Network. And we're so happy to be on that network also on tonight. We're streaming right now. So it's
Wow.
wonderful.
I'm not local anymore. I'm international tonight. I'm like Willie Neal Johnson. Willie Neal Johnson said all over the world.
Yeah. Wonderful. So, what was it like, singing along with beside Willie Neal Johnson, down through the years?
Man, that was an education all by itself. Willie Neal
Mm-hmm.
Johnson took me under his wing and he showed me so much. One thing about Willie Neal Johnson, people don't understand it, that Willie Neal Johnson was the same off stage as he was on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Willie just loved people. I'll tell you this, if you didn't like Willie, you need to check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Neal was just that kind of person. He loved people. Willie Neal would let anybody come on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so many people. I mean, a lot of people, would tell, yeah, I played with the Keynotes. I mean, I can't deny it. I don't know, because Willie let almost anybody to come on, play or sing or whatever. If you said you could, he'd give you a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the same way. He was a loving person.
Yeah, and then when you all came to Connecticut, I had a quartet gospel group here, and we would just be able to sit there and talk to him,
Yeah,
a one-on-one. A lot of times you see a lot of the legend gospel artists, they stay in the back in the dressing room, and you don't see them until they hit the stage.
right.
But he's out there, giving us pointers and encouraging, us, and so it was great. Yeah, definitely.
That's who he was. That's who he.
Yeah,
and I'm just excited that he gave me a chance.
Yeah. And so you were well known for songs such as "I'm Satisfied," "One More Time," and "Don't Wait for the Hearse," and so many other classics. When he gave you that opportunity, how did you feel? When he gave you the opportunity to lead.
Man, it was my dream come true, because I almost had a chance to lead even when I was playing guitar. I was this close, but it didn't happen. So, but anyway, when he gave me that chance, man, I never forget when I came back. I went to the military in 1985, and I got out in 1988. And Willie gave me a call and says, I want you to go in the studio with me. And man, the very first song, man, I mean, I don't know if you ever heard this song or not, because it's called "In the Blood." It's from the album From the Heart. And man, when he gave me the opportunity to sing that song, man, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Then he came back a few years later, and I led "Throw Down the Rock and Pick Up the Stone," which was written by the late great Frank Williams.
Yeah.
And then later on, he said, "I want you to sing 'Don't Wait for the Hearse to Take You to Church.'" And so, man, from then on, man, it was just it was a dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say we've got folks over in Africa. They're chiming in also. So you've got fans all over the world
Oh my
that just
God.
chiming in on the chat,
Oh
and
my
we want to thank the fans over in Nigeria, Africa, and
Hello,
all over the
Africa.
world. They're just posting all the different songs, that they
Oh
have here.
wow.
They got rescued that you
What?
did. Yeah, yeah, yep. Songs.
They go rescue. Oh my
Uh,
God.
yeah, yeah. They do family healing.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, yeah, and then of course through prayer,
Yeah.
they've been posting that. So your music has been played and
Wow.
they posted in the chat.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like an Africa tour right there.
And yeah, so yeah, and we're getting so many chats out there. So you know, um, taking this to you've done so many projects. Can you give us a overview of some of the projects that you released?
Well, I started my very first release on my own was Family Healing, uh,
Hmm.
which I had some special guests come. Paul Beasley was one of my special guests. Of course,
Okay.
Bishop Paul Morton was one of my special guests. Bishop Neil Robertson. My own daughter is on there, Shakita. She's coming out with something later on too,
All right.
hopefully this year. And then my sister-in-law, who passed on, is on there with me. Um, and my great producer, Mr. Ray Braswell from
Yes.
Remarkable Studios in
Yes.
Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Awesome.
I mean, man, he's such a great person, great
Yes.
producer. I mean, he's known for a whole lot of things. Of course,
Uh huh.
then my next release was in 2014. I released a single called Lord, I Need a Breakthrough.
Uh huh.
And then later I came up with Rescued. And of course,
Right.
my latest release is called Through Prayer, featuring my spiritual father, Bishop Paul S. Morton.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I want
and
everybody
I
also.
want to show. Can I show that cover? Because, I love that because you have a personal testimony, through that song. Yeah, that you
Yes,
given that song through prayer, and
yes,
it's a wonderful. And I just want to show that poster right there. The CD cover is featuring Bishop Paul S. Morton, through prayer, and Teddy Cross. Yes, that's the one. And I want to show this next picture right here. Is wonderful right here. This is an awesome cover. And it's something that's coming up real soon. I'm not gonna say. So yeah. But anyway,
actually, we can talk about that if you want to.
okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll come a little bit down memory lane here.
Okay.
All right. And we were talking about your song, The Breakthrough and Rescue
Yes,
Me. You rescue.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
and you released that project, and tell us about that project Rescue.
Okay, Rescue is, of course, featuring the R&B singer Lenny Williams. Man,
Yes.
we had such a great time, and everybody know who Lenny Williams is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
uh, I love you, I love you,
Hmm.
love.
Yeah.
We all know him. So
Oh
listen,
yeah.
I had the distinct opportunity to record with him. We did a video. I flew out there to California to do the video. Man, we had a great time. That, a lot of people don't know that Lenny Williams
Hmm.
also is an ordained minister. A lot of people
What?
don't know that.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. He's a great person. He's a
Hmm.
great person. We had a chance to kick it a little while. We've
Yeah.
done interviews together. That he's a great person, man, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And the song itself speaks volumes. It talks about being rescued, and we
Hmm.
know that it was Jesus that rescued all of us. Some people receive it and some don't.
That's
But
right.
the moment that you receive
Hmm.
Christ as your personal savior, you really have access to everything and you are rescued. The,
Mm-hmm.
the bad part is some people receive him as their personal savior, but still don't know that all of the benefits that come with that.
That's right.
So this song talks about being rescued and talks about how we can take advantage of all of the benefits that God has for us once we accept him as your personal savior.
Yeah, and you went and recorded a lot of different other hits. My father watches over me. See what the Lord has done. Stand up, lift Jesus. It's good.
Yes.
And so many songs here that you've recorded. I'm telling you, it is wonderful, wonderful. And then you came back and you were able to record, and this is one of my favorites right here, with Bishop Paul as more and through prayer,
Oh
right
my
there.
God.
You present your testimony through this song and how God had delivered you and brought you out. And how did this project come about?
Well, first of all, that song was written from my experience, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which, how God delivered me from crack cocaine. My daddy died in 1972.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was addicted to drugs in 1989. But my daddy said something before he died. He says, man's extremity is God's opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That right there let me know that I could be delivered. The
Yes.
devil told me that I was going to be a crack addict the rest of my life. And let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you something. If I was going by the way I felt at that moment, I
Mm-hmm.
would have been. I would have been a crack cocaine addict the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did, I prayed a prayer. I told God, I said, God, this is too much for Teddy. I cannot handle it. I said, whatever happens to me from this moment on, you get the credit. If I'm a crack cocaine addict the rest of my life, you get the credit. If you deliver me, you get the credit, and I'll tell it everywhere I go. And I'm gonna tell you
Mm-hmm.
something. Now, I say this: I was a preacher before I was a crack addict. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so the devil don't really care what
Right.
if you go to church. He don't care if you preach. He don't care if you because you could. I mean, let me tell you something. It's not about your position. It's about can you live the life and
Mm-hmm.
and let me tell you something. Them words my daddy told me. He says, "Man's extremity is God's opportunity." It
Mm-hmm.
saved my life.
Wow.
When I told God that whatever happens to me from this moment on, you get the credit.
Yeah.
I had never felt an experience like that before. I mean,
Wow.
I felt the demon of addiction leave my body right
Mhm.
then. It left
Wow.
I felt it leave the hotel room that I was in right then. Let me
Mhm.
tell you something. God did it in 5 minutes. I mean, I'm telling you, I was a crack cocaine addict. I tell people this all the time. I went on my knees, a crack cocaine addict, but when I got up off of my knees, I was a delivered addict. So, yes, that's
Right.
my testimony, and I promised God I would tell it everywhere I go.
Wow.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
was telling you about my song. Anyway, but listen,
Nice.
this is the key thing. I found out the song actually told about how God gives us authority in our prayer, in our
Mhm.
words, and it gives us instructions throughout the whole song as to how you can be delivered from whatever enemy is trying to hold over your head. That's
Right.
why I said through prayer, Lord, you brought me out.
Mhm. And a lot of times, sometimes people can speak some things into existence. So, oh, my family will never be
Right,
nothing, or I'll never mount to anything.
right.
And you can speak life, and death is in the power of the tongue.
That's
And
right.
so this this is why we as Christians, we have to speak life into our situation,
Yeah,
um
yeah.
and believe God that through faith that God's going to deliver us, he's going to keep us, he's going to set us free for whatever we're standing in need of. And we see a lot of folks that needs healing, in their bodies. They're always complaining and moaning. Oh, I feel this pain, this ache. You
Right.
know, but by His stripes we are healed.
Yeah.
And we got to know that from our heart that we're healed, and that God's gonna heal us. Regardless of the situation.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
And I want to say to all of our viewers out there, speak life into your situation. Don't
Yes.
don't ever speak damnation to your situation. I hear a lot of older folks say, "Oh, I don't have long to live." Don't say that. If
Right.
you say that, you're not going to have a long time to live. Speak life into that situation. God, use me anywhere, anytime. God,
Yeah.
don't speak damnation to your situation. If you're working in the music industry, don't speak damnation into your situation. Speak positive. Say, I can do all things, right?
All things.
Through
Yes.
Christ that strengthens me. Yeah. And I'm going to continue to stay steadfast in your word and God. And I know you're going to make me the head and not the tail, God. And you're going to continue to bless me. You're going to open a window that I may receive blessings. And I'm telling you, God is going to pour out a blessing upon you if you just have that faith as that grain of a mustard seed. I'm telling you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That sounds
Yeah.
like Willie Neal Johnson, because Willie Neal, he will tell you in a minute. He says, I can't be around negative people. I
Yeah.
I can't be around it. I can't be around it. And I feel the same way. Willie Neal Johnson used to tell me that all the time.
Yeah.
Son, you can't be around negative people. Negative people pull you down. You got to be around people that speak it positive. And let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you something. Listen, when Jesus healed people, he said, your faith
Mm-hmm.
has made you whole. He told the woman with the issue of blood. And,
That's
and,
right.
and, and let me tell you something to back up what you just said.
Yeah.
That woman with the issue of blood, she didn't
Mm-hmm.
focus on the problems.
That's
She
right.
was focused on the problem solver.
Yeah.
So even though she was impure, she was ceremonially unclean. It was unlawful for her to even be in public. But she
Mm-hmm.
pressed her way through the crowd and said,
Yeah.
"Look, I can just touch the
Yes.
hem of his garment. I
Bro.
know I'll be made whole." So,
Yeah.
yes. So, my people, listen, don't focus on the problems. Focus on the problem solver, because
Yeah.
he is the answer. I had a friend of mine to say this, and I want to repeat this. No matter what the problem is, no matter what the question is, Jesus
Yeah.
is the answer.
you know, with all of your music success, what are some of the goals that you're trying to reach, that you probably haven't reached us, because you've been all over the world, singing gospel music, and presenting your ministry. What are some of the things that you would like to see happen in your ministry?
I would love to do a virtual concert,
All right.
a ministry and concert. I would love for it to be worldwide.
Yes.
All the continents at one time. I would
Wow.
love to promote Jesus worldwide at one
Yeah.
time. That's
All right.
that's yes, yes,
That's your ultimate goal.
yes, yes.
We here at the V Network Radio, we have a lot of young artists that are coming up that are watching this video, and we interview a lot of young artists, coming up in the gospel music industry. What are some tips that you can give to them? We've had Spencer Taylor on, and Dwayne Watkins, all the legends,
Yes.
Evan Turrentine AG on, and Greg Kelly, and so many others. Can you give us some tips in the music industry, recording industry, that can help a lot of young artists coming up?
Listen, it's ironic that you would ask that. Uh we're in the process of putting something together now
Mm-hmm.
called Quartet Unstoppable.
All right.
Listen, it's an opportunity that's coming up real soon. Everybody's going to hear about it. As a matter of fact, Brother Don, I want you a part of this.
All
Uh,
right.
so please DM me your information so we can have a conversation. Listen,
Okay.
listen. This is how it's going to work. Uh, Artists are going to be able to send in videos. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, there will be a registration, uh, but they're going to be able to send in their videos. It's going to be judged, and whoever the winner is going to have a professional production as well as promotion. You're going to be
Wow.
promoted like the pros.
All
Listen,
right.
so listen. You know what? A lot of people keep been saying, "I want a chance. I want a chance." Well, listen, this is your chance.
All
You
right.
got to remember. As a matter of fact, I need them to go now to Facebook
Uh-huh.
Quartet Unstoppable and just like it right for right now.
All
That's all
right.
you got to do. But later on, there's going to be a link and for registration to where you can. Matter of fact, people are going to be able to judge the general public. Then we're going to have the top 10 is going to be judged by a professional producer, and
All
then
right.
you're going to be professionally produced and promoted. So now let me tell you something. A lot of people want stuff given to them, and this is
Mm-hmm.
what I want to say. I want to tell you this: you gotta invest in yourself. And I've heard
Mm-hmm.
people say this before, and it's true. Don't expect somebody else to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself.
That's right.
Okay. So listen, let me tell you this. Um, and it's not how great you can sing. There are people who can sing 100 times better than some of the known artists. But
Mm-hmm.
have you invested in yourself? Have you, or somebody invested in you so that you can invest in yourself? Either way, you got to be willing to invest in yourself. Every major artist
Right.
that you ever heard of had to invest in themselves, or somebody just believed in them enough to invest in them. Either way, it has to be an investment. So look forward to Quartet Unstoppable.
All right, all right. That's wonderful, wonderful. Hey, those of you artists, hey, you can inbox me or you can go to Teddy Cross, inbox him with that information, your information. If you want to get involved and take your career to the next level, and like you said, just invest in yourself. That great tips that in the music industry, great tips, and I think this is going to be a helpful to a lot of the young artists that are coming up. A
Yeah,
lot of these young artists, they want to come in, they make one little single, and then they think they hit the top of the charts. you know. We get a lot of artists that send us their singles, and they need to be groomed. A lot of them don't even have a bio, or
right,
don't even have a picture. They just send the CD, and I
right,
have to tell them. I say, hey, and I have to work with them, to come and get on their EPK. And it's so very important, when you're sending music out to radio stations to have all that information in your EPK, because hey, if a promoter sees your information out there or hears you, they want to know more about you. They want
right,
to know about where you travel, where you've been, how many followers you have on social media sites, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. They want to know, who you have performed with. And so this is a great opportunity that you need to get your EPK together, and one good thing about it is to have a great website. Mr. Teddy Cross, he's got numerous great websites, and that's the reason why he can be booked all across the world. So these are some of the tips that we want to give our young artists to make sure you have your information available, so that we can when promoters call me, or when radio labels call me, say, hey, what what is this one doing? What is that one doing? I want to record that one. I want to record that. I want to work with this one, this artist. This is what we need in a music industry. Hey, Teddy, when you guys went in for like vocals, a lot of times to have that full sound in your lead vocals. There's some tricks of the trade. I just want to give a little tip. What do they do to make that full sound? I know you produced and engineered, and you've been in the studio.
Well, you got to have a great engineer. Let me tell you that. You got to have a great engineer, because sometimes you can describe something to the engineer and he can interpret exactly what you want. Sometimes you might need like my voice, it needs a lot of warmth because I have a high tone, a high pitch.
Yeah.
I have a kind of high. Sometimes I just need a little adjustment there to kind of warm it up to make it full.
Yeah.
So, and then some people have deep voices, and sometimes you might need something to just brighten it up just a little bit. Because here's the thing, there's emotions in every song, and the right producer and the right engineer know how to bring out that emotion with your voice, depending on your voice. So, and the whole thing about it is about selling records. You wanna have somebody, that producer, you want to have that engineer that can bring out the best in you. And one of the worst mistakes of a lot of artists is they want to produce themselves because they're talented. Yes. Okay. But you got to get around people who are in the business, who have done it before, who can help you. One of the greatest things I've ever done vocally was get around producers who helped me do certain things to sell the song. Right. Because I was a singer, don't mean that I know it all. I mean, now there are singers who are so great that they can produce themselves. I'm just not one of them. So I need a producer to help me produce my vocal, to help me get to that place. And just because you can hit a lot of highs or hit a lot of lows and do a lot of acrobats and acrobatic vocal things doesn't mean that you're the greatest. And not only that, your hometown group may love you, but people outside of that may not like you at all. Yeah. So you have to listen to producers who know the universe, the universe of music itself. So please be open to people who know things that you don't know.
Right. Hey, we're going to open up the phone lines. The telephone number is 860-461-7577, 860-461-7577. If you would like to give a shout out to Mr. Teddy Cross, we're here in the studio, and we'll connect you live with him. The telephone number is on the screen, 860-461-7577. And we had some callers that called in earlier. I guess they got a little shot. But give us a call if you're out there. Even after the broadcast, if you still want to reach out, give us a call at the studio, 860-461-7577. Who knows? This might be your opportunity, your chance of a lifetime, to connect with Mr. Teddy Cross. All right. So yeah, Mr. Teddy Cross, in the music industry, what are some of the best advice that you have been given, in the gospel music industry?
Some of the best advice I've ever had was always have a mentor. Always have someone that can help guide you in the right direction. Of course, William Johnson was my mentor. My spiritual father, Bishop Paul S. Morton, my mentor. And there's been other people. One of the greatest singers ever in quartet to me was Mr. Robert Blair. Was one of my mentors. Yes. Okay. Brother Cleve and Clay Graham, my mentors from the Pilgrim Jubilees.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All right.
So
We got some callers calling into the studio. And
okay.
go ahead. Before we take this call.
Yeah, I was just saying, always have a mentor, somebody that can guide you.
Okay. All right. We're gonna connect on the switchboard. Hello, you're on V Network Radio. How can we help you? And what's your name? And where you calling from?
My name is Kenneth Brown, and I just want to say a shout out to Teddy Cross. You know, I'm with Rough Boys Only for Jesus, and we got to do some work with Teddy Cross. I want to thank him, and I want because he works with our young people, and they have learned so much from him, and it was a blessing. He was a blessing to our young people, and I thank God for him. And Teddy, we're waiting on you. We're waiting on you, man. You know what we talked about. We're waiting on you, brother.
All right.
He's awesome. He can produce too. Don't let Kenny fool you. He's an awesome producer too. And I just thank God for you. That's all I want to say, my brother. Have a blessed one.
All
Thank
right.
you, Brother
All right.
Kenneth. Yeah, he's got a great group of young people. We had an awesome time. We recorded a virtual concert. Oh my God. Yes. Great people. Great people. Thank you, Brother Kenny.
And how would the viewers, because we got so many people that's posting in the chat, how can we get your music? We had the project up through prayer, and
That's
and
through
many,
Rough Boys.
yep, and many other projects that you have that's out now. How would they be able to get the music?
They can download it on any digital outlet. Any song that I've named tonight, all of them are on all of the digital outlets. What is it?
Spotify,
iTunes,
yeah,
Spotify, CD
uh,
Baby, however
uh,
you get your music,
Distro, yeah,
Pandora, all of
yeah,
them.
yeah. And I just want to give some of the hits, and so many are posted in the chat, but some of the hits are "I'm Satisfied,"
Yeah,
"One More
yeah.
Time," yeah, "One More Time," yep, and "Don't Wait for the Hearse," and I'm telling you, these are some classic hits, and you want to make sure you get those hits from the gospel keynotes back in the day. I'm telling you. And the latest project, Teddy Cross featuring Bishop Paul S. Morton through prayer, and he gives his testimony. And I'm telling you, we play that in heavy rotation right here at the
Wow.
B Network Radio, and some of the other songs that you all have. And one of the things, Teddy, there were little J and the spiritual boys. They are out of Jersey, and they did a rendition of some of your songs there. And I think one more time. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So it's wonderful. And
They
they
let
they
me they let me be a part of the young people, man. I love it. I love it.
so you
That
are inspiration.
added some years to me, man.
Yeah, so you're inspiration. Taking you from your singing to the ministry. We know that singing is a ministry, but taking it into church. You're a pastor of a church, and tell us a little about how that happened. And
Well, my wife and I, of course, we lived in New Orleans for almost 20 years. We were there with Bishop Paul Morton, and then 2017, we moved back to Mississippi. We moved way back in the country, uh, and so we were visiting churches here and there, and I got called to a church, a wonderful little church here in Raleigh, Mississippi, Mount Nebo Missionary Baptist Church. If anybody is coming through Mississippi, you gotta come to Mount Nebo Missionary Baptist Church, 5649 Smith County Road, 120, Raleigh, Mississippi. You gotta come. Listen, this is where God blesses his people. Been there now about a year and a half, and the wonderful people, man. I'm just grateful to be a servant to the people at Mount Nebo Missionary Baptist Church.
And those of you that's out there, you can catch Pastor Teddy Cross right here on the V Network Radio page every morning, and it's 7 o'clock. Is the Eastern time?
Yeah, 7 o'clock on the East Coast. and
Okay.
6
And
a.m. Central Time.
we
I don't know
normally
what time it is in Africa.
and we normally share the broadcast right here on the V Network Radio. So make sure you tune in every morning on V Network Radio. And if you can't, if we haven't shared it, make sure you go over to Teddy Cross's page and make sure you share that broadcast and
Yeah.
tune in to the service. And I know now. Do you have like a service during Sunday mornings on Facebook Live? Do
Uh,
you?
we're working on that. We're
Mhm.
working on that now. That will be coming in the future. We will be streaming in the future. Um, it's a lot of things that we're putting together now for that. We're preparing for that.
Okay. And we seen. I want to show this beautiful picture, Mr. Teddy Cross, the new picture that you have out now. And uh, and do we have anything in store coming up? Any kind of secrets that you like to discuss or tell us about?
Well, there's something coming. It's something
All right.
coming.
Okay.
Yes, it's something coming. We're it's in the works even now. We're
Yeah.
working hard. It's
Yeah.
coming, and matter of fact, that picture right there is a picture that's coming up in Cashbox magazine.
All right.
You know,
Yes.
Cashbox. There's I know there's Billboard. There's Cashbox, and there's another one I can't think of the name of it, but Cashbox is one of the big music magazines.
Industry. Yes.
Yes. So
All right.
yeah, that's coming up. It's an article coming. I think it's coming out May 10th or something like that. Yeah, right after my birthday, which is May 4th. So
All right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So that's gonna be wonderful. Hey, in V Network Radio, we were featured on the second page of the Cashbox magazine. We
wow.
had a full page. God
I
bless
rem-
us. Full
I
page.
remember that. Yes, yeah,
And we got calls from all over the world from that
wow,
article. And I'm telling you, we stretched out on faith
yeah,
and God just blessed us to be in the Cashbox magazine, and it's awesome. And we're still getting artists. We just got a Stellar Award nominee for 2019 that came in, and we got music from different record companies. They saw
wow.
the ad and they sent in the artist music. And I'm telling you, it's great. And I want to thank the Cash Box, and I want to thank Mr. Terry Scott for
Yes,
and so many that made this possible for us to be in Cashbox magazine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate the work that you do, man.
Yeah,
It is
thank you.
phenomenal.
Thank you so much. And those of you want to say a shout out to I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Scott's Enterprise and Media Company. Scott's Enterprises and Media. And then if you all would like to uh, have more information, or you would like to book Teddy Cross at your event, your concert, you can give Mr. Terry Scott a call, and that's 757 613-0597. All right, that's the telephone number. All right, so make sure you all and then also what we'll do is after this broadcast, each broadcast we'll share the flyer with the information, the telephone number, and Scott's Enterprise and Media, and they're doing a great job. Yeah, just want to give a shout out to them. Yeah, so Teddy, how has this internet helped you? Because I talk to a lot of the legends, and you know, um, they're not so used to getting on the internet and doing Facebook lives and doing all these different live videos and
Yeah.
things like that. So how has the internet helped you and with your ministry in the church, being a pastor and versus the singing ministry?
Well, it has helped me tremendously because, well, first of all, I did not want to do live, social media live. I did not want to do that. and really I knew that God wanted me to do it. So he kind of like nudged me and pushed me until I said, okay, I'll do it. So actually we're coming next month. We'll be coming up on 1 year that I've been social media live every weekday morning. So I mean, I'm excited about what God is doing even in and through that, because a lot of people are being blessed. It's called Morning Prayer with Pastor Teddy Cross. We have an awesome time every morning. And not only that, I was coming on Sunday mornings, but like I said, I wanted to revamp some things and change some things around. So that's coming in the near future. But I think it's the greatest thing. Like people say, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, man. I think social media is great. And that's why I was telling you a while ago, my dream is to do a virtual concert worldwide. Ministry and yes.
Tell me something, Teddy, and I want to get all these questions in, from back in the day to current. This is why we're taking a little tour. I want to get all the questions in. What is it like going from solo to quartet, to solo to working in the contemporary gospel music industry, because I see a lot of quartet artists, and that's been around, they get stuck in a little box. You go around the corner and you're back home again. You jump on the bus, you jump off the bus. you know what is it like, to be have been in quartet, have done your solo projects, and then also into the contemporary gospel music industry, Southern gospel industry. Tell us about that.
I believe in allowing God to have his way in your life. I grew up in a little town, Franklin, Virginia, and I was around mostly quartet music, but I also grew up liking people like Rance Allen before he was considered quartet. I also grew up listening to the Hawkins family, Bishop Walter Hawkins, Edwin Hawkins. So I had a wide experience. As a matter of fact, my greatest influence from a child was Mahalia Jackson.
Wow.
My sister had a record player. My sister Barbara had a record player in our house, and she would play Mahalia Jackson. She would play the Caravans and Dorothy Norwood. But that's when Mahalia Jackson had such a vibration in her vibrato that I felt it. And as a little child, it really scared me to tears, but I loved it. I mean, I was fascinated with it. So I have a wide range. And then also, I was introduced at a young age to praise and worship. So, I mean, I put it like this. I just allow God to use me when he wants to use me. And so my advice to any artist, whatever your heart is, go with your heart.
Yeah.
Everybody's not going to like what you do. Don't worry about that. Because, I mean, everybody didn't like what Jesus did, but he didn't worry about it. You got to do what's in your heart. And not watch this. Don't criticize what's in another person's heart, because they may be reaching somebody that you can't reach. So don't be, I mean, a lot of people are so quick to criticize something, but if you criticize it, it's basically because your thinking is limited. You can't think outside of the box, and then you criticize somebody who does. Everybody who invented something, they were called crazy. Remember that.
Yeah, and I want to take this opportunity to thank Kenigli Brown, and we want to thank Cheryl Dowdell. Also, she's she brought in Evelyn Turrentine
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she's related to
That's my sister right there.
yeah, and we have so many that are tuning in right here on the Vnetwork Radio that's in the chat room.
Yeah.
I can't name everyone, but so many all over, and they're showing
Hello,
their
everybody. Everybody, hello. I love you. Oh, look,
yeah.
group hug, group hug.
Yeah. So what's next for Teddy Cross in your ministry?
Well, we just want to touch people everywhere we go. My morning prayer with Pastor Teddy Cross is growing by
Yeah.
leaps and bounds. We're touching more people every day. Thank you for sharing, which helps me, reach more people. My next thing, man, is it's really God said this to me. He says, "I want you to make Jesus famous." So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make Jesus famous. Every opportunity I get, I'm going to make Jesus famous. He is the one. He's the one. He's everything. He's our healer. He's our deliverer. He's our savior. His blood still runs fresh from Calvary. We plead the blood over everything and everybody. We know that when the blood is pleaded, the devil can't stay there. He has to go. So that's what's on next for me, making Jesus famous.
All right, wonderful. And we got another post in the chat. You worked along with Val Alexander.
Oh yeah,
passed a while back, and we want to give a shout out to him and his family.
Yes.
And Val did so much for the gospel keynotes, for the music wise. And did you want to say something about that?
Val poured a lot into me when I was playing guitar. Val would sit down with me, and because I could play, but then there was so many techniques that Val, as a professional, me coming from a little small town, Franklin, Virginia, it was so much that I didn't know, and he used to sit down and just pour into me. So I am so grateful to have that opportunity for him to pour into me. He's poured into a lot of people, but I know what he poured into me. So I am so grateful for that.
And I just want to say that we've got listeners and viewers from all over the country, and we had viewers comment in our chats from Africa, Nigeria, and then now we've got folks from Uganda.
Hello, Uganda.
Greetings from Uganda. And so, like I say, this ministry is going all over the world and taking the world by storm. I'm telling you, with your gospel music ministry. And we look forward to new music projects from Teddy Cross. And it says, actually, in our team for ministry is representing Jesus Christ to the fullest. All right. In Uganda, they're representing Jesus Christ to the fullest. All right.
Wow.
God bless you. And Pastor Teddy, if you want to give a word of encouragement to those that are in international and national, can you give us a encouraging word?
Yes, I can. I'm trying to dim this light, but anyway, right. There we go. There we go.
All right.
Yes, I want to give an encouraging word. Jesus set everything up for us to be successful in every area of our lives. Jesus, he set it up, and we have to take advantage of it. When we accept Christ as our personal savior, there's a whole lot of benefits that comes with having salvation. Listen, the benefits of being healed, set free, and delivered, to be more than a conqueror, to win every battle. God has already set it up for us to win every battle. We just have to believe what God has already done. Let me tell you something. The only thing that kept the children of Israel, the older ones, from going into the promised land was they didn't believe. God said it. He said, the land is yours. So as I said before, don't focus on the problem. Focus on the problem solver. Listen, those older people, they focus on the giants that's in their land. Listen, let me tell you this. Whatever God has told you, you got to believe what God is saying about you. If he says it's yours, like he told the children of Israel, he says, the land of Canaan is yours. Go in. They didn't believe. So all of the old people died. Only 2 people that left Egypt went into the promised land. That was Joshua and Caleb. Why? Because they chose to believe what God said. Listen, don't let the enemy trick you out of your promise. Your promise is only waiting for you to believe what God says. If God says it's yours, that settles it. Trust him. Face your giants. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Face your giants. Trust God no matter what.
All right, wonderful, wonderful word. I'm telling you, and those of the listeners over in Africa, Uganda, all over the world. If you haven't got the music by Teddy Cross, just type in Teddy Cross and go to the digital downloads. We've got a lot of the gospel DJs over in those different countries. Hey, make sure you get that music. Go to digital downloads, all digital downloads, and download the music. And we want to take Teddy Cross's music all over the world. All right, all over the world, and follow him on social media sites. All right. All right, for all of our friends. And thank you, Prince, Kalani, Danielle. Thank you so much. And we also have Keith Antoine Wiggins Jr. that joined us, Wanda Richardson, and so many others that have joined us on tonight. Thank you, Mr. Cross, and we're
Yes,
looking
sir.
forward to more projects. And once again, looking for some new music coming soon by
Yes.
one and only Teddy Cross. And hey, that's new cover that's going to be featured in Cashbox magazine. So we want you all to support our gospel legends, and let's support and love one another. All right. You have anything else you would like to present to our audience before we leave this broadcast?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me. I am so honored to be a part of your platform. And we're going to do some great things together because I want you to
Yes.
touch base with me. Please DM me because we're going to listen. Quartet Unstoppable is going to be open for the world. The world is going to get to see who the next great quartet artist. Or listen, it's called quartet, but it don't have to be. So the next big thing happening is coming through us. Quartet Unstoppable.
And those that are all the different countries that is tuning in. Hey, if you would like to book, I'll be love to be a part of the team.
Yes.
With Teddy Cross, myself,
Yes.
and Mr.
Yes.
Terry Scott, and we all go and travel throughout the world. So if you would like to book us all in a one package,
We're coming. We're coming.
You can also inbox. We love to come to your country in Africa, Uganda, Asia, Europe, UK. All right, just let us know. We love to jump on that plane. All right.
That may be a great place to do our virtual.
Yes. All right. And so inbox us. And you can inbox us Donald Paget page, Teddy Cross, Terry Scott. Also, and you can inbox us. Me to add me for the ministries. All right, okay, all right. We got international ministries. They want to be added too.
All right.
So everybody get on board. All right. So yeah. All right. God bless. Hey, Coming up tomorrow, we got a fantastic program. We got another young man, and I want to present. This is a gospel jazz artist who is doing some phenomenal work in the gospel music industry, and so we want to support him on tomorrow night. His name is D. Brax, Derek Braxton, and he's an upcoming artist, and he's a young artist, and we're looking forward to having him on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. D. Brax. He has a gospel jazz album project, CD project, and so you want to make sure you go out there and support him. And we'll be on tomorrow right here on the V Network Radio at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's support. And don't forget, we're going to have another young man from the Scots. Yes, we're going to have another young man from the Scots, and we're going to be promoting that his project, the Scots. We're going to have Mr. Jerry Scott. All right, we're going to have Mr. Jerry Scott from the Scots. And I'm telling you, lead vocalist from the Scots, he's going to be on Monday at 8 o'clock. And coming up the following week, we've got more artists coming in to the studio next Monday, the following Monday. So tune in. Each and every week, we bring a different variety, a different subject, and we're looking to have that women's empowerment session with Evelyn Turrentine AG, and to mentor some of these new women artists. And so we're looking to have that platform coming up real soon. And I'm going to be contacting you, Cheryl Dowdell. I'm going to be contacting you for that program, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah, so we got some great things in store. All right. Well, see you all tomorrow. Get some rest, and we'll see you in church tomorrow. God bless.